All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another conversation on the channel. This time I have Jarne, one of the OG members of Freedom Achievers, but this guy had some crazy milestone. Jarne, I was looking at your posts in the community and you literally posted in July, you did your first 1K day after 106 days. 2 months later, you did your first 5K days, which was in September. And now 2 months later, you're doing 11K per day with Black Friday, just on the same exact store, which is crazy. So I've seen you doing 1K day, 5K day, 11K day. Pretty crazy what this year has done. But yeah, first of all, before we go into all this stuff, I would love you to introduce yourself a little bit. What's your background? How did you start with ecom, and why Google as dropshipping?
Hello everyone. I am Jarn. I'm 22 years old. I started with Google. I think it must have been 8 months ago when I joined the community.
Hmm.
Um, I first did Meta for I think a year or maybe 1.5 year. And yeah, it has been a little bit of a bumpy ride. I made the stupid mistake to put all my savings into a coaching, which left me with no money. So I had to do like student jobs to keep testing, and it was yeah very hard sometimes,
This was Facebook
mentality
ads
wise.
coaching?
Yeah. But
Okay.
the coaching itself was great. Um, but it just not for your peace of mind. It was just not the right decision, and I just got closed
Hmm.
on the big amount of money.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's what I was doing. But like on the way to level over the last year and a half, I did learn a lot of things, met a lot of new people who I get a lot of value from, and I was a little bit done with Meta because, of course, I had a period of 3 months where I had my ad account banned every week. My BMs got thrown out, domains flagged even. So I was just really tired of that, and that's why I made the switch to Google because I love the consistency, and I'm also not really a creative person. So making creatives every day is just not for me. I'm
Hmm.
more than happy that I made the switch to Google.
And what were like the kind of numbers then that what you did with Meta dropshipping? Were like, is it higher revenue, less profit, or what's the comparison that you have?
Um, with Meta, it was just inconsistent. Like you can have 1 week where you had like 5K profit or something, and then the next week everything just came down. I remember once it was like the first day of because I also did studies, of course, went
Hmm.
to college, and the first day of my internship, I was doing 5K, and then the second day of my internship, it dropped to 1.5K with the same campaign, same budget. So I had like a loss of 1.5K on that day. And then it just stopped performing and I just kept trying, and then just another 2 weeks went on, and I kept losing money. So that was really the moment where I was done with Meta, and that's
Hmm.
exactly the moment where I switched to Google.
And what made you decide to switch to Google? Because I know, like, indeed you joined like this year early on. One of the first things you did was joining the Freedom Achievers community. But what made you decide this? Like, what did you see online, or what was the light bulb moment?
Um, yeah, definitely your YouTube videos because you explained it
Mm.
a bit as if it was really easy,
Yeah.
if I may say.
Yeah.
So I thought, yeah, maybe if he can do it, I can do it as well.
Hmm.
So I was already looking into Google and I tried doing it myself, but it's just if you're doing it yourself and you are running meta stores, it's like you give it 1 hour a day and then it doesn't get approved. Okay, I will try later. And then I just thought, okay, it's $200. Yeah, it's not a big investment. And
Hmm.
then I took action straight away, and then the store was live within I think 1.5 week. Uh,
Hmm.
so yeah, everything went just. It was not a smooth ride from then on because I had also had another few problems from there. But maybe I
Hmm.
should wait with that explanation.
Well, no, I think I would love then to know, like, how was this year's journey? Because I've seen you doing 10K plus days. I've seen you literally going from 1K per day to 10K per display. But indeed, nothing goes linear, just up, right? It's a bumpy ride. I can imagine, especially maybe with Google as dropshipping. Yes, the barrier to enter is higher. So before you're finally live and you're having something, that takes some moment. Of course, that's different with Facebook ads. And probably you have had like some Google misreps as well in the meantime. So your GMC goes down in the meantime. So tell me, what has your journey been this year?
Yeah, so everyone was always saying that you get a misrep like in the first 2 weeks or something, and I didn't have one. So I found that really weird. I never got the identity verification misrep you always get
Yep.
at the start. So I thought, yeah, okay, I will just move on with it. And just started launching ads, and I had a spending limit for around, I think, 45 days in total. So
Yeah.
45 days spending only €8. And that's really frustrating because I just put everything into the store and it was
Yep.
spending €8 a day. So it felt like I was doing nothing. Um, and then it just finally it started spending, and I also got a second store, but that was really a weird idea because I started advertising in Japan, and yeah, that just didn't work very
Just an
hard really.
experiment.
And yeah, just like I think I wasted €400 without a sale, so then I just
Mm.
quit that. And I only got my first misrep because my VA made an error of not publishing the product to the sales channel one day, and
Ah.
that's a misrep I got. And then from then on, I haven't had a misrep. I only had like one time an ad account problem when I was running the ads myself because I made some adjustment that I saw on YouTube. I don't even know what it was. It was something in the settings, and then it like
Oh my God.
it messed up the campaign, and I got a warning, and I had to verify everything again and again, and just 2 days again of no performing, no spending, and then yeah, then I started to join the media buying,
Yep.
and finally I could like put that aside, luckily. And now I'm like in the last maybe 2.5 months, I'm really going deep into GMCs,
Mm.
helping people also with GMCs, and it's of course it's a black box, but there are a lot of things you have to do right, and if you can do those right, if you are capable of getting new GMCs live, you really have a skill in this game.
Mm.
And now, yeah, it's finally paying off, and I'm getting multiple stores live over the
Mm.
last month and a half. Finally, because that's obviously, I think, the hardest part in Google, just the Google
Yep.
Merchant Center.
Yeah, but and how much did you do in revenue now the last 3 months, 4 months? Like, what's the revenue doing? Because I think you have been scaling since what, July? That's what I feel. Is that July was your first 1K day, so this is like only 5 months ago. Can you imagine? 5 months ago you did your first 1K day.
Yes,
Pretty
yes.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's not like it's. I had a bit of a down trend period, I think, in it was October, where
Mm.
uh, I didn't notice, but the media buyer told me. So you have like a scaling period and then
Yep.
some stabilizing period, or I don't know how to
Mm.
call that. So that's what I'm experiencing now, actually. So it's
Mm.
back to stabilizing. So with the target ROAS and stuff. Uh, and yeah, from then on, from the target ROAS, when you see it's again, so you have a few bad days, then you put on or a few bad weeks maybe, and then you put on the target ROAS and it stabilizes, you get again profit. And then when you see it's like pushing some, I remember last time it was like pushing ROAS 5, ROAS 6. Then you take off the target ROAS, scale a little bit down, and then it can go again in an upwards trend.
Mm.
And that's what we're doing now actually again. So again, the target ROAS, because the last few days have been not great, but
Mm.
yeah, it's like part of the game, and it's the end of the year. Maybe that's the part to play in there.
Yeah, and your record day was like what, 11K Australian dollars, I believe, on Black Friday, or did you even
Yeah.
achieve a higher revenue day as well?
No, no, no. So that's the highest. Um, I think I was the month like this month. It started off amazing
Mm.
because we had I had like multiple markets in there, but two
Mm.
markets were not really performing. Well, I mean, I can just say that it's Switzerland and Canada. So we
Mm.
cut them off, and
Yeah.
because the other markets I have, they were profitable. So then we like maximize the profits because we removed those markets, and I had like a great first week of December.
Yeah.
Already like matching 50, 60% of my profit from last month. So that's great, of course.
Oh wow.
And then yeah, it took a little bit of a dip.
Mm.
I don't have actually the explanation for that. So yeah, we did not achieve higher numbers, but I think it will be for January.
Yeah, yeah. Normally, it makes really sense. Holiday season is always an on season, so Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all this kind of stuff. Even first week of December is amazing. But now you can notice, like even everything around us, everything comes in Christmas mood. Everything comes into this, especially if you're selling in Europe, in European markets mostly, but also in the US. People are just buying now stuff for each other in physical stores. So now you would see like the physical stores are going crazy at the moment, of course, because now you just get, and this is every time. This is every time, and indeed you will see after like the holidays, because on the holidays people are not spending that much time on their social media as well. They're literally spending times in the stores or just with their loved ones. So yeah, this is just I think 2 slow weeks maybe, and indeed as soon as New Year's is done, people are spending a lot of time on social media again because they said New Year, new me, which is completely not true, of course. And then you will see a big increase until Chinese New Year. Then we need to scale down, of course, because we cannot keep scaling that one. But yeah. But hey, if you would see how much time you're now investing into this business compared to Facebook as dropshipping, what's the day look like with you right now? You for example, you build a GMC, you have something now finally active. Like what are you doing compared with what you were doing with Facebook as dropshipping?
Yeah. Yeah. So the thing with me is, I think because I know or you tell the viewers that you can do this by 3 hour workday,
Yeah.
or work week actually.
Yeah.
But my
You're the
problem is that
opposite.
I'm really micromanaging everything, and
Mm.
that's really my problem. Because then some days I just want to stop working at like 8 in the evening, and then I think yeah I have to check what's happening in my backend, which orders are not getting delivered, and that's really not great.
Mm.
But yeah, I should stop that. But my usual working day is like in the morning, so. Uh, I don't really have set start times. A
Mm.
period where I woke up at 5:30 in November. Now it's a bit later. It's like seven, between 7 and 8. I just uh, go in contact with my VAs, or with
Mm.
my customer service manager. What's happening? I check with if anyone just send me anything, media buying, if I need something, product listing, if everything is listed correctly, things like that. I check if the GMCs are still live. That's what
Yeah.
I'm doing, replying to messages, and then I just go into like filling in all the sheets with the numbers of the day
Mm.
before. And once I'm done with that, I usually just either try to start a new store, which is a new
Mm.
GMC, because I feel like Google is really a numbers game.
Mm. Mm.
You have to just like more and more. Um, and if your cash flow doesn't allow it, then you have to figure something out from someone else maybe.
Yeah.
Uh, or I just do like a big product research. I think a few times a week, I'm like 2, 3 hours into product research, searching trends, searching upcoming events. Yeah, a lot of researching.
Mm.
Most of the time, it's not nothing comes out of it. But yeah, that's like part of the game. Not
Mm.
100% of your work will be paid 100%, of course.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, that does that does make sense. I think it's indeed the 80/20 rule. You will determine what kind of 20% you need to do to get 80% of the revenue. And normally this is indeed like just product research and creating more stores. And the media buying, I believe, like if you say to me like what your team looks like, I believe it's like what you have the media buying agency, e-commerce agencies outsourced. You have some VAs. Tell me, what does your team look like?
Yeah. So right now, like, okay, because I have multiple stores, so for now I am working out like another like yeah team of just two VAs
Mm.
to build out the new stores,
Mm-hmm.
because I was involved in it myself a bit. Then I have two on my customer service, uh, one manager, one being just an agent, but which I'm not really in contact with, just once
Mm.
every 2 weeks to check in. I have two product listers, but one is on my main store and the other one is like doing all the other stores.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just one is working for my main store. My team is like 3 people, and then I have other VAs for like the other stores. Also have
Mm.
things like an email marketing agency, of course.
Yeah.
You need those kind of things.
Mm.
So I guess like it's like in total 5 or 6 people.
Okay, that's really decent. Like really lean, very stable, very decent. That's what I like. And you joined Freedom Achievers like what like almost I don't even remember the exact same month, but in July you did your first 1K day. This was like after 100 days, so that's like what
Yeah.
April, March, something around that you joined. That were like the epiphany. Like I want to use Google Ads for my dropshipping business. You had a high coaching program before. You paid probably like 5 figures above this, like 10K plus, I can imagine.
Yeah, 5 figures,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh my. Yeah. 5 figures. So imagine that's like what 20 times more expensive than you pay monthly for the Freedom Achievers community. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's the difference now between, because I can imagine a lot of people want to have like this one-on-one coaching and this one-on-one stuff, while I'm a little bit the opposite. Yes, all the information is already out there, so why not condense it in one course material and just make a community with like-minded people that share the value, and we just do live calls with each other. How has the community helped you with achieving these results? Like, what is the difference between, you as well notice, with these coaching programs and a community?
Yeah. So the thing is with the coaching programs is um, the why people go with that before they will go with a cheaper community is obviously because it's a higher price. They believe if I make this investment, I will be rich because that was me as well.
Mm.
I by the way for that for the 10K that I paid, I had taken a loan from the bank as
Oh
an
my God.
yeah, I'm still paying that off right now, but
Oh
yeah.
my God. So they sold you really well. They sold you really well.
Yeah, and then they just put some small guarantees in the contract where if you make it double back, we cannot refund. But
Oh
with
my God.
double, they mean revenue.
Revenue.
So if you do
Mm-hmm.
20K revenue, you're done. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what I got. But that's why people make that investment because you get sold the idea of going to a million or going to 100K days, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, when you are in a community, because I think you saw this as well, a lot of people in the community, they're not doing anything because it's only $200 a month.
Mm-hmm.
They have the idea because I can do it next month. It's not a lot of
Mm-hmm.
money. I can make it back in a week if things are going well. And that's yeah, that's how people earn money
Yeah, this is how
like you,
people
of course. But
programmed. Yeah, yeah. This is how people are
mm,
programmed. And the funny thing is, people think if they see now at the moment that we're recording, Freedom Achievers is like 620 members. So people think like, oh my God, this community is too big. It's already too saturated. I even if I invested in high ticket coaching programs, which were like let's say 20K plus, and we still were with 50 people, still in these type of programs, only 5% were as active and doing something. So many people invest emotionally, like, yeah, I need this. And then they join and then they see, for example, 5 hours of content and are like, oh my God, I'm not gonna consume this. And they're literally distracted the next day. They think, oh, I need this. And then they go for the next shiny thing. But how was it like investing now in something cheaper, but then of course with a monthly or yearly plan? How did you um, like the community in this way? Like, was it different? Like, was it what you expected, or?
yeah, compared to like the other coaching program, the community is obviously different because it's a lot smaller actually,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a very famous coaching program I got,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's not that. Yeah, obviously I got a lot of value from that community as well, but I feel like this is a very more like fair price for what you're getting. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and what I feel like this the community really has to offer is obviously you have people who are helping you out because you are a beginner, and obviously other people are also beginners or maybe at one level above. So mistakes you are making, they probably made as well.
Yeah.
And I think going from 0 to 5K in a day, you can definitely do that with the community, like with the
Mm-hmm.
community members only. So
Yeah.
like getting insight from community members, you can do that definitely, and also with only watching the course. I think
Mm-hmm.
from then on you really need someone specific helping you. But that's
Mm-hmm.
just my view. Maybe I'm
Mm-hmm.
wrong on that. Uh, and I even believe that going from 0 to 1K you can do with YouTube only nowadays
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's yeah.
yeah, yeah. With you, this is indeed how I see it. I think everything is out already on the internet, but because there's so much, I think you pay for someone like me that condensed all the information and it makes it structured for you. So we even have like the second video is like the 90-day roadmap. 90 days, very clear what you need to do. That's where people are like, that's what instead of like searching the next step, searching the next step, searching the next step, I think that's indeed how I see it. So this is why we teach people how to make the first 1K day in 90 days. That's how I see it. But yes, we also have the Inner Circle program. You're also one of the members in there. If you now finally are getting some momentum, you can work with me one-on-one, with Enrique one-on-one, with Georgi one-on-one. We can richly help you scale quicker. And then maybe even if you're doing 5 to 10K or even 15K plus, like I really don't know then if you really need more help, but normally it's more structure that you need. You need more structure. You need more stores. You need more backend, more team members. So what you already have, you need to apply for way more stuff. That's actually what I really do see. Like when I'm doing 30K plus per day, it's not something different than 5K per day, but I just do more of like what's already working. I do way more. That's how I see it.
Yeah, that's how I also feel about like with Google. It's really a numbers game instead of with Meta. You really rely on your creative output,
Mm,
and that's what I like a lot more about Google because I like to be more about working with my own structures and things and not being depending on is Meta maybe overspending today or is my creative dying out for no reason? Is my
mm,
ROAS dropping with 200% for no reason?
mm.
So yeah, that's why I like Google a lot more.
I think that's true. And if you now you're like a OG member actually already, you came to one of our events in Icarus agency as well. So like we met even in person, which was really really good as well. Do you still think that these kind of programs and communities are still worth it? Of course, you're now a member, and so maybe you're a little bit biased, but a lot of people still think that programs, especially courses and communities, are outdated or overrated. While I see if you pay attention. That's first of all that I see, and secondly is like when I was a member of different coaching programs, I really liked the community instead of like the course. The course is like one time consumable and then boom, it's gone. But you stay for the people that you meet or even the connections that you made. Did the community help you in that one way as well? Like the connections that you made, the stickiness?
Yes, yes, definitely. The thing is, yeah, to talk about if it's being outdated or overrated,
Yeah.
I think that's like complete bullshit because the problem is with like yeah, people definitely from where we are from Netherlands and Belgium,
Mm,
they always go in with a negative
mm,
mindset and it will be yeah, they're ripping me off thinking that mindset
yeah.
instead of like trying, and it's always the for me it's always the person itself who makes a difference.
Mm,
So if it's not working, and definitely if it's not working on like $200 a month, then maybe it's just not for you,
yeah.
or you're not trying hard enough. Because I
Yeah.
feel like if you really try, it will always work out. And talk about community. Yeah, I made a lot of nice connections. A lot of people are asking me questions in DM, and I'm always happy to help them out. Um, because yeah, I just wish because I'm not really someone who is asking a lot of questions. I'm always trying to figure it out on my own. Also
Mm,
not really a great side of me.
mm,
I'm now learning to do that more. But a lot
mm.
of people are asking me questions, and yeah, I'm always answering unless I also had a few people who just send me their P&L sheets and they ask me why am I unprofitable. I have screenshots of them if you
Yeah.
want them. But
Yeah.
then I am like, yeah, yeah. And then I just answer something stupid like, your costs are higher than your revenue. And
That's a
then
good
they say,
one.
oh, okay.
Yeah, some people really don't give any context. They just drop like, "Hey man, here's my P&L. What do I need to do?" I'm like, I don't know. This
Yeah.
is such a small context. Yeah, it's so funny. And then they don't even post anything in the community. They just only are in the DMs. So you don't see them in the calls. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, some people are really only comfortable by just DMing people and see if they get answered. Like if you would see my DMs, I'm like, oh my god, people wish to be literally rich tomorrow by just giving one answer to them. I'm like, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, that's also part of the shiny object syndrome where
Hmm.
people are like, I need this, I'm gonna make money, and I can imagine that you get a lot of questions because yeah, it's your face, and
Yeah.
they have never seen me. They just saw one result of me, and they think, okay, if I ask him one question, I can do this by next week.
Yeah, but I
But
think
yeah,
it's
that's
funny that
obviously
you
not
say
something.
this because you posted your results after just after Black Friday, I believe, with your 11K plus day. But I can imagine then your DMs explode at that moment, even positive. I hope like people are like, whoa, man, you're inspiring me. Like this is crazy. Like because imagine still in at that time in November, we were still charging $200 a month for Freedom Achievers. So everyone that's now watching, I'm sorry guys, we went up with the prices, but I told you guys already months before. So I'm not. This is like you guys had your time to have, but still, $349 a month. That's at the moment that we charge right now. You make 11K on this huge store. You're in less than 1 year a member. So even this is how I make the calculation. If you would be a yearly member, 349. What is this like? 4K a year, which that would be now the current price, and you make on Black Friday 11K. That's already the ROI. That's how I see it. This is already the ROI that you can easily get, and I really think that if even if you are in the community on a monthly plan and indeed you don't like it, well, first of all you can cancel whatever you want with a high coaching program. You have contracts, so you could not say like, hey guys, can we pause this for 5 months and I will come back? They would tell you like, no, 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 no. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, guys, I'm back. I was choking a little bit, so we needed to cut down this a little bit. But I was getting too excited because I'm like, why are people still complaining about programs that they can buy? Like whatever you buy, I really think if you join something and you put a commitment, it's something you show yourself as well, investing in yourself. And that's the difference between free content and paying for something. If you pay for something, you're showing yourself as well, I'm able to invest in myself. You can invest time, but man, this is so comfortable consuming content just on the internet. It's really comfortable podcast watching the whole day. But does it bring you further? Normally, no. Until someone charges you for something, like even just a small thing. This is why, for example, schooling and classes and university is also not free. You need to pay for it. Otherwise, imagine if they would give you free schooling. I think the show up rate is pretty low. I think it's pretty
Yeah.
low. So I think that's something that people really need to consider. And you really got your ROI on the community itself. That's how I really see it. How do you see your investment that you made in the community? Do you have a positive ROI on
Yeah.
this? Like, how do you perceive this?
Yeah, definitely, but not only like the price, because I think I also told you when we met in Lisbon,
Yeah.
or maybe I did, I don't know anymore, but like in July when
Mm-hmm.
my store was like running the first profitable month, I had like
Yep.
3K in profit or something. So nothing great. I just finished my studies and I was like looking for a job and I was applying for jobs and
Oh yeah, yeah.
there is
You
like
told me.
a
Yeah.
yeah, there is a huge like crisis in jobs because I did IT studies and like people are not taking any more like starters from for IT, so I couldn't find a job. So
That's
I was in a
crazy.
position where I wanted to get a 9 to 5 job just to make this work, but I couldn't. So
Mm.
I was really happy that it paid off in August when I had like in I think 10K in profit.
Mm.
So that obviously that's like the biggest ROI I could get because that's yeah, if you can pronounce it like that, it's a bit life changing because otherwise
Mm.
I was now 4 months in a 9 to 5 job where I would be miserable.
True, I
I
can
know that.
remember that post as well. You even made that in the community. That post like, guys, this is just a small reminder. 2 months ago, I was still applying for 9 to 5 jobs, paying off my debt, and then 2 months later, you made your first 5K day profitable, which is funny. Tell me a little bit more. How did your personal life change now, switching to Google as dropshipping in comparison to the Facebook as dropshipping?
Yeah, so yeah, there was like a longer story on that because I remember when was on Meta and I did my first 1K days, I was already looking for to emigrate to Dubai and I was telling my parents I was going and it's so stupid and then Chinese New Year and then after Chinese New Year it didn't work anymore. So I lost all the money again and
That's so
now
funny.
I it was so up and down with Meta. All the money I made, I lost the next month. So that's was really like the whole thing that kept on going. And now with Google, almost when I started Google, I already had accepted that I was going to do a 9 to 5 job for 1 year.
Mm.
So that's really how everything changed for me. So I started Google, and obviously first month not great, spending limit. Okay, it happens. Next month starts spending, but unprofitable, which is normal. because it's my first store. I don't know how to do product research because I remember I was doing product research and I got the store. I didn't even check if they were doing any numbers. I didn't know if they were in
Mm.
traffic. I just took the whole store and I put it in my store. And then I was running on a $40, 40 euros budget with 600 or 700 products.
That's a tough
And then
one.
the media buyer told me, "What are you doing?" And I just removed every product. And then they told me, "You cannot remove 95% of your store at once." And luckily, it didn't get a misrep. So I was like, okay, I maybe I'm not really good at this yet. So I just kept going and going, and I also was working like student jobs because
Mm.
I still had not a lot of money. And then yeah, in August everything changed, and now I'm really excited for 2026 because obviously what I'm doing now, the aim is to like at least triple it for next month for next year.
Yeah. Okay. Let's make that bridge and to the next year because indeed, you first were like applying for 9 to 5 jobs a few months ago. You even had like a debt with the bank because you needed to pay off this high ticket coaching program, which is pretty crazy. You locked in a good price for Freedom Achievers. Everything now starts to be an uptrend. General wise, on a 90 days, like 180-day basis, everything is going nicely up in your life. You finally achieved a little bit of freedom as well. Like now you can chill out a little bit. What's 2026? What's the plan? Do you have like some big plans or are you still figuring it out? Like, what do you want to do dropshipping wise?
Yeah, but first of all, let me correct that on the debt because it's not. I'm not really in debt with the bank right now. So
Yeah, you just had
it's
a
like,
loan kind of thing, right? Financial
yeah,
plan.
when I had the loan, it's like 4 years every month. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
300
yeah.
euros. So
But hey, it's still
yeah,
debt actually. It is like a loan is a
true.
debt, but I know like it's different. Like I had a really debt, like man, I was forced that I needed to pay,
Yeah,
otherwise I could not eat. You could still eat in the meantime. You just loaned some extra money.
yeah. I still have my lovely parents which are preparing me food every day. So
That's
I
a
got
good
to really
one.
value that.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
yeah, 2026. What I'm planning to do is definitely because I also made the first visit to Dubai a few like 1 2 months ago,
Nice.
which I was thinking
With your
about
family,
like
right, or not?
no,
No,
that was
no,
just
no,
with
with your
friends.
own. Yeah, you did with your own, and this was the first travel. This is what you told me, indeed. The first time
Yeah,
Dubai.
I have a friend who lives there now, and so
Nice,
I went to him, rent an apartment with him and two other guys, which I'm also renting an office with a few guys. So
nice.
yeah, like for that 2026, what I want to do is like I will definitely go again, but for a longer period because now it was 10 days and now I want to go a little bit longer because 10 days is nice, but if you really want to check when do I want to live here, I think you should go for
10 days
one
is not
month or
enough. Hmm.
yeah, indeed. Because you're with 10 days you are in that high of I'm
You're
here,
just a
wow.
tourist. You're just a tourist. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Going to the desert with
Exactly.
the
With the big
pictures.
cars. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, and yeah, also going to check out Bali in the summer,
Mm.
because also great things about that. And thing is, with those two places, I think you can really, if you get to meet people, you can have a very good network.
Mm.
Uh, Obviously, I'm always open to network with everyone. I think I can learn something from everyone, and hopefully, people can learn something from me.
Mm.
And that's yeah, because this is now the first months I'm doing like ecom full time.
Mm.
So the thing is to really start making future plans. What do I want to do with my life? Or maybe that sounds a bit dramatical, but like where do I see myself in
Mm.
3 years instead of oh I just need to get that much profit this month. Really, where do I? Because I live in Belgium, and you know Belgium, it's a bit tax paradise, so
Yeah,
I
and it's a
can't
tiny
make
country as
can't
well.
keep
I
too
can
much.
imagine your bubble
Yeah,
and your zone is really tiny. It's really tiny. So like when you go
yeah,
even to Bali or even Dubai, like everything will open up for you. Like what the heck is going on? This is so. While even Bali is 10 times smaller, but like the community in there, like especially the entrepreneurial community, is 10 times bigger than what you will
yeah.
experience.
Yeah, that's really like the main thing why I want to go there because when you live in Belgium, even if if you tell your family or like friends that you are trying something on your own,
Hmm.
they yeah they might say good luck in your face, but
Hmm.
yeah behind your back I always heard
They laugh
different
about you.
stories.
Hmm.
Yeah, like the friends you're growing up with now are just laughing behind your back because they
Hmm.
see because obviously I was not gaining success the first year, and then
Hmm.
you hear all the stories, when you're working student jobs, everyone is laughing because yeah, look at
Mm,
him. So
mm,
but I think that happens to a lot of people in Belgium,
mm.
because everyone has like this negative mindset,
Yeah, yeah,
looking
yeah.
to go where do I go drinking on Friday, and
Yeah, yeah. They don't like
yeah,
someone
then
that is winning in general. They would love to be in the losing game with everyone in the bar, just crying with each other, like, well, the job is terrible and my wife cheated and blah, blah, all this negative. But luckily we have each other when we drink. And then you suddenly say, like, I'm not going to go to the clubs and the bars for 1 year because I'm trying this drop shipping. Well, they will laugh in your face or behind your back, like,
mhm.
oh my God. And then 1 year later, they see you in Dubai and they're like, what the heck? This guy actually did do something.
Yeah, yeah, because then I got DMs from people
Yeah,
which I
always,
didn't spoke for a lot of time.
always, always.
Yeah, I also had the biggest thing I had, because I had no money and I was putting everything I had into e-commerce, because and still doing Meta back then. I was working in a fast food restaurant and a lot of people I know were coming there. So then you quickly become the guy they laugh at.
Yeah, yeah.
Then I could feel they were happy that I was not winning, because
Hmm.
they thought if it works out for him, I'm the guy who is left
Yeah,
behind now.
exactly.
So
It's the reflection of their own failures.
yes, indeed,
Mm,
indeed. So that's why I definitely want to move out of Belgium and of this negative place really, as soon
yeah.
as possible. So that's definitely one thing on the future plans.
I would love that because to change your outcomes, the easiest things you can do is to change your behavior. That's literally, sorry, to change your behavior, you can change your environment. That's literally what I see. If you do different behaviors, you have different outcomes. And normally your behavior is influenced a lot by your environment. So if you're going to switch your environment, man, you will be shocked how big of an influence this has. It's the same with going to rehab. If you're a drug addict, what do they do first? They move you away from your environment so you're more safe. And a lot of people do finally get to rehab and they're like, oh, finally I'm clean. But the funny thing is the relapse happens when they go back to their old environment. Then a lot of people relapse and they need to get clean again. So I think this is, yeah, I did this as well. I moved to Portugal. It's the best decision that I ever made, to be honest. I moved here and I went to many countries. I even lived in, I think, 8 different cities in the Netherlands. So I was never around the same area for a lot of time. And that's what a lot of people say to me, like, oh my God, Jasper's always moving, always moving. But I was like, as long as I'm moving up, that's fine. I love to go up. That's no problem. Yeah, I think this is really big. And business-wise, do you have like any numbers ideas? Do you have a target that you want to hit? Do you want to hit your first, let's say, 50K day? I don't know. Like, what's the idea?
Yeah. So with me, I never make like revenue goals. I always
Mm.
do profit goals, because yeah,
That's where you can
revenue
pay
is
the bill
nice.
from. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you have a 50K day, but it's only on a rows of two, then you can have a 40K day on a like rows of
True.
3.5, and you have a lot more profit. So
True.
yeah, the profit wise, the next goal is like hitting 25K profit month. So
Nice.
hopefully, I think it will be for after Chinese New Year, unless something big happens next month.
Mm.
Would be great. I would love to have that. Because I feel like at 25K profit in a month, if you can do that like monthly,
Mm.
I feel like you're really achieving freedom. Because
Mm.
10K, yeah, it's nice, but if you go in Dubai with 10K a month,
It's nothing.
you're small. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's that I feel like 25K is, and there's also then room for further problems like chargeback refunds.
Mm.
That's how I feel about it.
Mm.
So that's like the biggest goal. Obviously, hitting the Shopify milestone before the
Mm.
summer.
The 10K
Um,
orders.
yeah, yeah, I really would love that on my desk, and
Yeah, I have them
yeah,
here. Yeah, I have them here. They're the
yeah,
best. They're the best indeed. And 10K
I'm
orders is
really
like
jealous.
10K orders is like normally on average order value of 40 or 50. It's like 400 or 500K revenue, which is in total normally around 100K in profit. So when you want to aim for 25K profit, that's 4 months doing this. But then you can see like I think you just came from like a 10K plus profit month and you want to go to 20K plus. Like it sounds indeed easy to do, but normally if you push the pedal to the metal, man, you will be shocked how quickly it can explode. Because like indeed, if you lower your cost of goods, if you're really comfortable scaling on a rows of 2.3, 2.4, and you're still making 15% net margin, man, you have this thing way quicker than you think. But probably because you're micromanaging the shit out of everything, you're way more careful. But hey, that's where you're more Consistent as well, which is good. Which is good.
Yeah, because lowering the cost of goods was actually a very big game changer for me because
Mm,
I was always running on a was break even was of 1.65 sometimes even
that's
like
high.
on average
Hmm.
because I had like also big items. So then your
Hmm.
break even is skyrocketing. And now I know you told me that in Lisbon and
In
I
Lisbon.
started applying it. So
Yeah.
I got it down to 1.5, 1.55.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like it magically appears a few percent more of profit every time.
Yeah.
You can scale on lower ROAS.
Yeah.
So and it like never ever affected my
Negatively.
performance.
Never. No,
No.
for me, the same. Never negatively. Never. And I think if this is one takeaway that the audience can take, lower indeed your cost of goods percentage, increase your prices. That's the one thing you can do, especially during this term, this in Q4. Everything skyrockets, right? Prices, CPM, CPCs. So why not you? Why don't you increase prices? We even increase the prices of Freedom Achievers. Everything is increasing. Everything is increasing. But then we dropshippers, we try to be the cheapest, cheapest, cheapest. You don't need to be the cheapest. That's the fine thing. Even on Google as dropshipping, you can still sell the exact same product with like 20% more expensive. Google gives a piece of the pie, and that's what I really noticed. Instead of like Facebook, where you outbid each other every time on price, which is terrible.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it's indeed the piece of the pie story is definitely true because I never have the same price as my competitors. Always have in the 10 to 20%
Mm.
higher, and then yeah, I can scale on a lower ROAS than them. So
Yep.
it does work. Like on Meta, indeed, you have to. It's really first who has the biggest budget and who has the lowest price, like a race to the bottom. No, that's really not sustainable.
No, no, no. Jan, I must say I really liked talking to you. I would love to round it up. If you would say for people that want to start with Google Ads dropshipping, what is the kind of advice that you would give them? I hope the first advice is join Freedom Achievers, but what would be a little bit of the golden nuggets that you would give them? How can you easily get your first 1K day with dropshipping? What would you do?
Yeah. So what was really the most important thing for me is don't copy and paste. Like try to understand why is something working for someone. And obviously, yeah, join the community. It's really helpful because if you have no experience and you have questions, Jasper doesn't like a lot of DMs, so you have to ask like people who are doing the same thing as you, and people who are doing the same thing as you always want to help you. So that's why a community is really helpful. And try to understand why something is working, and try to understand why something is not working, and double down on what works. And if you're like getting great results with one store, make a second store. Uh, Try to understand the GMC game because it's really a different game than the Google ads, and definitely go as soon as possible with a media buyer
Mm.
because you don't want to stay in the ads for too long.
Yeah, yeah, and especially if that's not your experience and your skill, I think it's really easy to outsource these days, especially Google Ads. I think it's really powerful. So you can make more GMCs, more stores. You can copy, you can find more products, like whatever. But the leverage is not in Google Ads because like it's not like you're tweaking the budgets every minute, like on on Facebook.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. I think indeed, I think this is huge. This is why we also do in Freedom Achievers in January. We're going to do a 30-day live sprint. So these are 4 extra calls in the month where we just go live on the community and literally just take people through the new content because the Google Ads Masterclass V2 just dropped. I think it's now way better condensed, way more easy to follow. The structure is there. Man, the road to 1K day has actually never been so much clearer from now on. So that's what I wanted to say. Jarne, thank you for joining me on this call. I would love to talk to you next year then if you're again hitting your 25K plus months. But I think you will be doing this way quicker than you ever imagined.
Yes, thank you for having me, and
No
I
worries,
hope
man.
we can do this fast as possible.
100%. See you soon, my friend. Thank you for joining.
Yes, bye bye.